where you invite them. You've identified that need, and then it's your job to say, you know what, I think I might have a solution for you. I think there's someone you need to meet that's going to connect with you. They're doing something with their lives that has solved or is solving the solution that you just mentioned to me. They're doing something with their lives that sounds exactly what you need right now. They're going to share something with you that might blow your mind. Boom. Now I have a qualified meeting that's happening, and the fourth stage happens where you are seeing the plan. That person sees the plan. And the plan could be a third-party expert saying, yeah, this is what I did to change my life. It's called longevity, Dr. Wog, 90 for Life, whatever it is. They're going to relate to that person, obviously. And just a side note, when you have a good invite here, you can qualify the meeting and the prospect. Yes, they have a need. But you can also say, hi, Andrew. Been seeing you back there. How you doing? Good. Good. Yeah. You can see, and you can not only fulfill a need with this invite and say, someone I know has a solution or a solution to your issue. You should go talk to them. You can also say, they're going to share something with you that might blow your mind. Or that could be it for you. Not sure, but it could be it for you. And as soon as you do that in the invite, now your third-party expert can walk in and say, here's my story, here's what I did. It's called longevity, and here's why I think it'd be a good fit for you. And now that meeting's not just a build a relationship, make a new friend meeting, but it's a they're seeing longevity meeting. Boom. You know what I mean?
4 together.
What's that?
So 3 and 4 together, essentially, is what you're saying.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying that a good invite can, yes, be, you got to meet my friend Scott, he's phenomenal. Okay, now I've got a meeting. But it may not be right for Scott to sit there and say, kick the door down and say, longevity this, longevity that, if I didn't set him up for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I can set him up for that in the invite and say, he's going to share something with you that changed his life in the area that you just mentioned to me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. So they see the plan. Now, it could be a third-party expert coffee shop. It could be a tool. It could be internet video, the Betterment video. It could be a call, longevity call. However longevity is exposed to them, that's a step. And then number 5 is they're enrolled. They become a customer. They become a business builder. They've joined and engaged with you. So all this happens between Joanna, person you met last Saturday, to her engaging in longevity. So write down the last 5 to 10 people that you put on your names list. The last 5 to 10 people that have been running through your mind for longevity. And to be honest with you, it should be everybody. It should be everybody because we're not prejudging, right? It should be your cousin, your grandma, your friend, your coworker, anybody, everybody that you know. If it's right for you, isn't it right for them too?
Uh-huh.
If longevity is right for us, shouldn't we also know that it's right for everybody?
Yeah.
Right? And it fits people differently, but it's got to be right for everybody. So what did you do up here?
She just grabbed her notebooks.
I'm
Oh.
ready
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
now. Bring what you want, sir.
Steal more of my time.
Hey, you still have 45 seconds. Don't worry.
Okay.
You're all right.
She's
Yeah.
impervious to that energy right
Impervious. So when you write these names down, okay, you've written, and I have them all on my phone. It's called Evergroup. It's an app.
Has everybody written names down?
And so write your names down. And if you haven't written them down, think of them, whatever. But again, names list got to be physical. Put something you see. So put some names down. And where are they along this spectrum, you guys? Where are they? Did you just meet somebody today? That's a new person. They're number 1. Put a 1 by it. Where are they? Have you number 2? Have you coffee shop interviewed them? Do you know their dreams? Do you know their why? Their kids' names? Like, do you know why longevity would fit them? If you've coffee shop interviewed them, write down number 2 there. If you've invited them to something, that's a 3. So you can kind of look at your list and say, where are these people along this spectrum? Danny, what do you think about that?
I love that.
Okay, so if you have a bunch of 2s on your list, well, I'm great at the coffee shop interview. All my friends have, I've asked them all the questions. I love getting coffee with them. I love listening to their needs and their whys. But you don't have a lot of 3s on your names list? We have a breakdown here. And you can start working on your invite. Maybe you have a fear here. Maybe you don't know the right language here. We can work on that now and say, how would I invite this person? How can I get better at inviting? Because clearly that's my breakdown. Maybe you have a bunch of 4s on your list. You've invited them, they've all seen the plan. A lot of them seen the plan, but they're not in yet. Why? You have a breakdown here. What's your breakdown? Follow-up, closing, okay? Does that help?
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
So write these numbers down, and you can kind of see where you're at. Go ahead.
Just one caveat with that, and Nikki kind of hit on it before, but the difference between your like A, B, and C leads or your hot, warm, and cold.
Right.
There's even kind of you think you have a hot lead and they turn into a cold lead, and then the difference between the coffee shop and the invite could be months. Because you do not invite somebody too soon.
So what does it come back to? Right here. Okay. So if your coffee shop interviews are stagnating, Mac was saying these 2 right here, that for you guys on Zoom, could be months. It could be a long time because that stagnates. And a lot of times, why does that happen? It comes back to relationship. And so that's what Nikki touched on. Okay, so you got that relationship with them. If it's not there, it's going to be harder to invite them. So come back to this, right? And so again, this is like the silver lining. That's everything about longevity, everything about network marketing. Go ahead.
Can you explain where the Wednesday night event then falls into how we utilize this?
So, okay, so seeing the plan. Seeing the plan, I think, is best done by a third party, whether it's a 3-way call, whether it's a coffee shop meeting, whether it's setting up and qualifying a tool like a video or something like that. It's like, hey, I'm going to share this video with you. I think it might be a solution to your, or hey, I'm going to introduce you to this person. This person says, here's my story. I'm going to send this video to you. So there's still a third-party expert. I'm going to send this video to you. It's going to share with you exactly how I solved the problem that you're bringing to me. Okay, same situation. And so they see the plan. What we do is we show our people the plan before they ever come to a weekly meeting. Okay, so the reason is we've all been to that meeting where we got drunk there, and it's like you're sitting there like this, and you have everything crossed, your hands crossed, your feet crossed, and your eyes crossed the whole time. And we've all had prospects that we brought to a weekly meeting, and that's what they're doing, right? It's because that's their first exposure to longevity, and they're sitting there, okay, this guy's gonna try to sell me something. He's got Bardulas, he's bald, they look sharp, and he's making all the money. These guys probably aren't. So there's just this real bad energy there. Whereas if we have someone who sees the plan, and then they come to a weekly meeting, and if he says this, they got their notebooks out at a weekly meeting now. Because this is the first weekly meeting they've been to. They're writing down everything Tom says. They're writing down everything the presenter says. So
Just so I'm clear, you invite them to a meeting between 4 and 5?
So seeing the plan for us is not the first exposure to the plan for our group is not a weekly.
Right.
So that's my clarification here. The first exposure to longevity is a tool, a person, a something else, and then we're pulling them into the weekly meeting.
I just want to reiterate all of this here because what he's showing you guys is the exact reason that I'm here.
Awesome.
I have been exposed to so many social marketing, social selling groups, and the relationship part of it is the sole reason that this was for me. This is so powerful, and I see exactly how I look at how the approach that Jeremy had with me on this, and I don't feel finished. I feel validated.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the reason why this works.
Wow, y'all hear that? Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you. That's awesome. So for on Zoom there, we had someone say, this is exactly why I'm here today. He said, I did whole process, this relationship process, is why he's here. And he said, I never felt offended. I felt validated. How cool is that?
Really
So somebody else had their hand up, Andrew.
Yeah, Joe, you touched on it. I just want to stress the importance of follow-up. And there's one that I'd almost put follow-up in there as a separate, as an actual step. The follow-up and handling objections and all those components. I feed it between 4 and 5.
You bet. Now, so that leads me, thank you, Andrew. Andrew said the importance of follow-up is definitely, could be inserted in there. And that's why I brought this, okay? So this is sort of how am I doing on time?
Keep
I doing
going.
okay?
You're done.
Yeah,
You're great.
good. So
This-
it's fine.
Can you keep going?
This
Can
is
you keep going, everybody? Is that all right?
Yeah.
this is sort of the broad, like Scott says, like a 30,000-foot view of what happens between you get a new prospect and boom, they're in your business. Okay, so obviously there's steps in here, like learning a good invitation, and seeing the plan. There's things that you need to know, like edification. Okay, key skills here that I've not included in this thing. Okay, so this is not an all-encompassing plan. It's just like you can look at your prospects and say, where am I? And where do I need to work on? So if you're like I say, if you have a lot of 4s, they've seen the plan and they're not enrolled yet, now you need to work on some skills in between here. What are the skills? And one of them is following up. One of them is closing. So this is where this comes into play. And these are the 7 skills of network marketing according to Eric Ward. So this is from GoPro Recruiting Mastery. This is from last December. And we get to learn from the best of the best of the best in network marketing. Tom Chanel spoke there on stage. His wife Denise just spoke at the Women's Network Marketing GoPro event. And so these are the 7 skills. And the 7 skills are this. Number 1, finding prospects. Finding people. Adding new people to your names list. And Nikki talked about that. It's perfect. Number 2 is inviting. That's a skill. Number 3 is presenting. Learn how to share your business. Learn how to present. Number 4 is following up. It's a skill. Learn how to do it. Number 5 is closing. So enrolling them, getting them enrolled. Closing can be so many different things, but it doesn't have to be a hard sale. It can just be, you told me your dreams are a 10 out of 10 of importance to you. How else do you see achieving your dreams other than what I've shared with you? Just if they're coming to their own conclusion that longevity is probably the best fit for them, that's a close. That's not you convincing. That's the best close, right? So that's not you convincing of anybody, okay? So we're not salesmen here. We don't sell people on anything. We share the hope, and they decide to buy. They decide to believe what I believe. They're closing themselves. So I'm not convincing or persuading, okay? So that's a skill. Number 5. Number 6 is helping new distributors, and that's getting them started. How do I, what do they do right when they're in? Number 6, helping new distributors. Number 7 is promoting events. So promotion, okay? So those skills, and you know what? If you don't have a large team, or you're saying, I only have 1 or 2 people on my team, or I only have 1 or 2 customers, then those first 5 are going to be your bread and butter. Finding people, learning a good invite, presenting your business, following up, and closing. Those are going to be your bread and butter. Because now once you have a team, then you're getting them started, and you're learning how to get them started. Number 6, and then you're learning how to promote for events. So these are available. The 7 skills, they're from Eric Worre. So you can probably go to his website and find them. But this is just GoPro book. Yeah, it's a good book. It's the book. So take the skills and see where you need work and apply them. But I think this is just a tool to kind of see where we're at here. See where I need to work in these skills, almost. Okay, so again, if I have a whole bunch of 2s, I'm afraid of an invite. I need to work on the invite, and that's a skill. So that was on my heart to share with you guys, and I hope it was valuable. Is there any other questions before I introduce the next speaker? Fantastic. So we got one more speaker until break.
Good job, Joel.
We also have the GoPro books here, so if you guys want to buy one for $5.
Awesome. So I get the pleasure of introducing our next speaker. And what's cool is this topic it's just another way to build your business. And it's the most sustainable way to build your business because passive residual income is what matters. That's what matters. And that's why we do network marketing, because time freedom is the thing. And you can only have time freedom with passive residual income. Otherwise, you just keep trading your time for money. And so how do we build passive income in this business? That's what our next speaker is going to talk about. And so that's what we're doing here, guys. Like if we don't have auto ships, we're not building a passive income. So that's why this topic is so incredibly important. And I love our speaker's passion behind this. It's something that she constantly talks about, and she has done in her business, her and her husband Steve. And it's been just a beautiful relationship that we've got a chance to build. I have so much respect for Dee and Steve. So Dee, would you mind coming and sharing with us?
Nope.
Steve, what's awesome today, by the way.
Thank you, Joel. That was good. We're getting these PowerPoint really quick. I'm sure. Oh, yeah.
Okay, hello there, everyone.
Hello.
I'm going to speed this up by asking you some questions so that we might be able to skip ahead of your overachievers. How many of you actually understand how to set up an auto ship? And how many of you have an auto ship or more? Okay, great. So I'm preaching to the choir because this does not apply to you as far as what you need to do. It's more of what you need to encourage more people to do in your business. So this will help you move along. So when Steve and I got started building our business, the first thing that Scott taught us was that we needed to have an auto ship. And we started with an auto ship right at the beginning, and he emphasized how critical it was to him to never run out of products. Well, how many of you have run out of something and ran up to this office? And it's horrible, especially when you're laying.
Well, you can just
Yes, it is horrible to not have glucogel and have your knees start creaking, or brain fog come back or whatever. So you don't want your customers to have that either. So what we're going to cover today is the basics of auto ship, which you guys already understand, and why it's important, how to train people, and how to leverage it to build a stable business and boost your volume. We became car qualified SEMBs, which is now a 1-star, in our 4th month. And it was a big deal for us to always have the car bonus. So for 3.5 years, we've had the car bonus, and we've paid off 2 cars with the car bonus. We don't have fancy cars, but my Subaru is paid off right away. And that's my tool of my business, is my car. So it was very important for us to pay that off right away. So next slide. So we encouraged auto ships, and we were fanatical with everyone emphasizing how important they were, that they don't run out of products. And we started on the nutrition side. So that was all I talked about, because that was all I knew to begin with. And I was so in love with the results of these products. So when you get a CEO pack, for those of you who are new online, you automatically have an auto ship set up. Now, you need to warn people about this, because if you ever get the call about, I just got a box I didn't order, you have to warn people when they get their CEO pack. And if you plug them in properly, they've already learned how to update their auto ship and they were expecting it. So when you get your CEO pack and you get your auto ship set up, it's really important to show people the volumes. Next slide. And encourage the free shipping. How many of you have had people with $44 orders? And they call you and say, how come I had to pay for shipping? If you've ever had that happen once, you usually don't ever have it happen again because you feel so bad.
Unless they forget all the time.
Well, right.
All the time. Seriously.
It's possible.
Well, she's a brain tumor. Come on.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So we've already covered this, and one of the things I want to cover before you switch the slide though is rank qualification. When you're advancing as a business builder, you have a minimum personal qualifying volume by rank. It is really important that you know where you are before your auto ship ships. Next slide. And you don't want to miss because you're a few points off. So this is pulled right from the compensation plan summary, and it has by what rank you're achieving, what your minimum personal qualifying volume is. So right at the beginning, someone may feel that 50 is okay because it's their second auto ship and they haven't started building yet. And they're still in the names list process and going through, and they haven't invited enough people to build their business. But as you go up, particularly when you hit senior associate and you've got other team members under you, you have to move them along and remind them too. So as a senior associate, which used to be EMD, you have a $200 personal qualifying volume order. And you have 3 people that you want to have either personal customers or preferred customers or brand associates with their volume. So you need to now not only watch your auto ship volume, but you want to help your team along in learning to watch their volume. And there is a very important thing I want to talk about. The preferred customer volume does not help you with your rank qualification. So if you have a bunch of preferred customers that have 100 QB orders and you have no reps with 100 QB orders, you do not rank advance to the next level. So if you do social selling or you have people that sign up for free and they've identified themselves as only wanting the product, that's great to begin with. But in the relationship building process that Joel talked about, you want part of the relationship to be introducing them to new products and getting closer to their why, because my guess is they've started with the products because that's what you showed them. And there's some other need that we haven't identified and built up through the relationship to share. So the preferred customers are great as a start, and they're great for social selling, and they add to your volume of this group qualifying volume on the second line, but they will not help you achieve a rank. So it's really important to encourage people to move into the business building mode so that you can rank advance. All right, then the other item I wanted to talk about here is something that if you have more than one person in your family and you have become a product of the products, you're shopping from your own store, and instead of going to Target first or Walmart first or wherever, you look at what Longevity sells and you buy from yourself first, there is a good chance that your personal qualifying volume will exceed what your rank requirement is. How would you guys like to make some money off of that extra shopping? All right, we got one person who does.
Yeah.
So what you can do is set up an overflow account in someone else's name, and you do your order with your qualifying volume, and then everything else you need for the rest of the month, you put under that person's auto ship. Not only do you get a percentage, 8% on commission on those purchases you're using in your household, you also get to not run out of product. Because if everyone in your house is using stuff, there's a high probability you might not need toothpaste at the beginning of the month or laundry detergent at the beginning of the month, and you may, or coffee, and you may need it at the end of the month. Or for those of us who work out, rebound. We never want to be without our rebound. So set up that second auto ship and do it like 2 weeks apart. And that is a way for you to get paid on your excess instead of having a large personal QB in your primary account. And that way you can get a little bit paid back for shopping for yourself. Next slide. Okay, so we've covered all of this. You do want to show people how to edit their auto ship. If someone goes off auto ship, it is really hard to get them back on. And the reason that they're going off is probably because they're not using the products right. And that is also why you want to help people love our consumable products, because then they won't want to run out of them, and they will want free shipping to make sure that their coffee is always the best. And so the first few months, remind people about their auto ship. It's a little extra step, but it builds the relationship. Share products with people. If they're thinking that they don't have enough to get 50 QB, you gotta share some products because they're not enjoying enough of them. Okay, next slide. Also, for stability, your rank is not going to pay your bills. Hitting a rank once is awesome, and you get the recognition, which is awesome and everything. However, if you're not maintaining that rank, you're not maintaining your paycheck, or if your auto ships drop. So the goal is build you and achieve your rank with auto ships instead of preferred customers and service-only customers. So our services are awesome. They're a great way to create another stream of income. A lot of people are hyped up about the David Allen Capital business loans. That's a totally different skill set. And that is also not residual. So the social selling and the David Allen Capital, that's a relationship building to share the products to the point where they see the value in buying consumable products from you. So don't stop with that. You want to boost your qualifying volume more than once, not just with that one bump for the party or the loan. And those people don't count in your rank advancement. So when you're looking at the end of the month at where you're going to be for qualifying, make sure you're looking at just the people that are distributors, not your preferred customers, because that will really disappoint you, especially for the car bonus. Next. Okay, this is an example that Scott shows, so I'm not going to go through this, but Scott gives this business presentation about duplicating with 2, 3, and 4. He is using this example with an average order of 150 BV business volume on auto ships. So I wanted to just show you this because anyone who's seen Scott's presentation has seen this. He's counting on auto ships when this is monthly residual income. So when you're bringing someone to one of Scott's presentations and they're seeing this slide, make sure that you qualify that detail with them, because sometimes that gets overlooked. And those numbers can be even better, because if this is all auto ships, imagine all the preferred customers on top. That's more money. Next. So we've talked about why to do an auto ship. Here's a couple of additional ways to boost it. Notify people in your organization of new products. How many of you know we have a new hydration water bottle that filters water? Okay, if you don't know, your homework is to find out about it, because this is an awesome new product that you can engage new people with. Carry it around at the gym, you know, take it to your kids' soccer practice. Socials and open houses. These ladies in the front row have become the open house and social fanatics. They are us. Ronnie has a designated room in her house to entertain in. And it is set up so awesome for people to come and try the products. And they just rotate through different products and different people. And they usually average 1 business builder per event. And then these people, they've got coffee groupies. that come and have coffee whenever they have a coffee. So that's another opportunity. And then reminding people about what they need to hit a rank. Next. So we have all of these things. Switch. Make sure everyone knows about all the categories, even if they're only interested in one. And then the next slide is some new tools. The monthly product bundles. These are relatively new to longevity. Every month they have a swap where you shop bundle. This is April's. It's got laundry detergent. It's got the plant-derived minerals for your garden. It's got some coffee and it's Cocogevity, and then the Transform Your Temple products. But there's a Mother's Day gift guide that's awesome. Everybody that has a mom should be buying a present. So swap where you shop, we talked about. Me Alicia has a $50 Infinite Worth bundle that's a bunch of jewelry that you get a discount. It's a great way to advertise your business. If you're going to wear jewelry anyway, make it a conversation piece. Soul Purpose has a Joy of the Month club. I think it's shampoo and conditioner and lotion this year, or this month. But it's something different every month. It smells good. They've got candles. They've got all kinds of great stuff. The coffee club is my personal favorite. I'm anxiously awaiting my box. It should be here today or Monday. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite box to open. Is what's in the coffee. The beauty box. There's a makeup beauty box that's $50 that also gives you this discounted product. They also have Mother's Day makeup things that include eyeshadows and mascara, and so wonderful ways to introduce people to our products. The Aroma Share company or club has the essential oils. They're doing countries this year. So I think this month is India and Turkey. Last month was India. And so it's a wonderful way to build up your aroma or your essential oils and wear them in your locket like Trish has on. It's a great conversation piece. I wear the bracelet a lot and get a lot of questions about that. Then there's Heritage Maker Club Points. And this is for your memory keeping. There's also monthly scrapbooking things from Lisa Burnson and Your Memories for Life. They have, like a spring sampler of papers and such, and stamps and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of ways for you to share with a lot of different people for auto ships. They don't have to take the BTT, but they'll be crazy not to. So I think that's it. Does anybody have any auto ship questions? Yes,
I actually have a comment. You mentioned when you set up when you get a CEO packet, it sets up auto ship. You have to be really, really careful, because if they come in not as a CEO and then they do a CEO later, then they end up with 2 auto ships.
Yes, that's a great point.
And that can be a real issue.
Yes. And then they have to decide which auto ship to keep.
Well, but it's
because it's usually a date too, yes. So we don't want to surprise them with an auto ship.
best to call that in when they upgrade.
Yes, it is best to call it in. Okay, and we're going to do a break now? Is that true?
Yes. Yes.
Who would like a bathroom break? Rudy! The line forms over here.
Okay.
So hurry back. We're going to do some fun recognition and drawings here in just a minute. So once you go to the bathroom, we'll come back and do that.